It's that time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and that is Halloween season. Let's get it on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Like I said back a month ago, I was going to try and do one video a day in the month of October. I know this is a day late, but that's because yesterday was just chaotic between I had to work and then I had to go donate plasma so we can get food on the table because right now we're saving for our wedding. So I donate plasma so we can buy groceries. So pretty much it's blood money or whatever it is. And then I had to go to my fiance to her doctor's appointment. So when I got home, it was about like 7 o'clock and I had to be in bed early, but then I forgot, oh wait, I'm off tomorrow. And I was going to make a video when I got home, but I was just tired and just kind of like slipped my mind and I was hungry. So I thought maybe I'll just do 2 videos on the second. So here we go. Today we're going to talk about what I'm going to do throughout the month is I'm going to review a movie that I tend to watch during October. But today we're just going to talk about TV specials I watch every Halloween. Now, the thing about me is like I love holiday specials. These last 3 holidays are my favorite. It's pretty much like I feel like it's a lot of people's favorite 3 holidays. They just get through the year to just get to Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then they go on from there. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, then it's January, and they wait for October to come again. So these are like the 3 main holidays. So I like to watch holiday specials when it comes to the holiday season. I even do this for Thanksgiving. So if I can find Thanksgiving episodes with these shows too, I tend to watch them. And same thing with Christmas. But right now we're going to talk about the Halloween specials that I always want to watch during this time of the month. The first and foremost is there's only one out of the 10 seasons, and that's the Friends episode where Monica's throwing a Halloween party and pretty much Phoebe's sister's fiance comes and like she starts hitting on him, and then she finds out that he's dating her sister who's a bitch, and it's pretty interesting. But also you get to see like little Emily Osborne, like she's like tiny with the girl from like Hannah Montana. She's in that when she's like, I don't know, like I think it came out in 2001, so she was like 9. So it's really cool to see that. And I kind of wish that they had more Halloween episodes, but this is the only one they have. When I was growing up, Friends was a huge show that we watched in my household. So obviously I'm going to watch the Halloween special. And the thing about me is like I like to only watch Halloween specials when I watch my shows. So there's that. The second one would be That 70 Shows Halloween special, where Fez is dressed like Frank-N-Furter from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he has a broken leg, and he thinks that Bob killed his wife, which he didn't. He was just getting rid of pumpkin innards. It's a hilarious special, in my opinion. Like, it's so funny, and Fez is just freaking out, and like, who doesn't love That 70 Show, right? But when you mix That 70 Show with Halloween, it's like a perfect combination, and I just love it. The other shows I watch during the holiday season is the South Park Halloween episodes. There's one when the Barbra Streisand is in it, and then it's like one of the older seasons. And then there's one a little bit newer, back in 2012. This is like my favorite one, is when the gang is dressed up as the Avengers, and Randy buys a video store thinking that he's gonna make like a profit because it's like video stores aren't going out of business. And of course, like by this time, like I think all video stores went out of business by like 2010, and this episode like aired in 2012. And I love that episode because it's just Stan on an iPad the entire time going trick-or-treating with his friends, and people keep calling like Cartman like Fat Rosie O'Donnell and like Green Rosie O'Donnell and stuff like that, and he's like the Hulk, and like nobody got it. Like, it's so funny. But what makes it even better is that like Randy they're pretty much parodying off The Shining in the episode, so it's really funny. So like Randy goes like crazy. It's actually one of my favorite South Park episodes, and it just helps that it's actually a Halloween episode as well. I think it's hilarious. And then like at the end when Sharon comes up to him with the kids and she's all like, "You just want to see her being frozen?" And he's like, "Yeah. Do you want me to get you some McDonald's?" "Yeah. What do you want?" "Chicken nuggets." So fucking hilarious. Like he's like frozen in the snow. It's like hilarious. I love that episode for South Park as well. Family Guy's Halloween episodes are hilarious as well. There's not a lot. I think there's only two. There's one where like Meg goes to like a party and she ends up making out with Chris. So that's hilarious. And then you have the whole other part of the episode where they're trying to prank Quagmire because, you know, it's his year to get pranked on. And then he ends up pranking them because they made him sleep with Joe because he thought he was a girl. So, like, he's like, "This is just payback for making me sleep with Joe." And, like, it's so funny. Like, he goes into this whole, like, Japanese kind of, like, mode. So he's, like, trying to, like, fly the plane down and he, like, screws them. It's so funny. I love that episode as well. Then there's, when you go back into the 1990s, you got Doug. The Doug episode of, for their Halloween episode, I think they only have one. I can only locate one. But it's been so long since I've watched the show. And I mean, like, throughout. But, like, they have one episode, like, Doug and Skeeter want to go to a haunted mansion. And Doug is scared and, like, then he hears that Patty thinks anybody who will go into it's brave, so Doug wants to go into it, and then, like, Roger is, like, calling him a baby, and then at the end, like, Roger becomes, like, a total, like, wuss. It's so funny. It's a little fun, little quirky, 20-minute, 22-minute episode, but I love it. It reminds me of my childhood. Doug was, like, my huge childhood back in the day, so I gotta watch Doug, right? The Recess show specials, they only have two. They have one from, I think it's like from 1999 or 2000, somewhere around there. It's pretty much like an anthology episode. The first one is, if you ever seen the show, you know Corn Chip Girls like this. She's like a grade below them and she eats these corn chips and they turn into a werewolf. So they're trying to get her to like transform back into a human. So that's a fun one. And then the second one is, Mikey's bike becomes possessed, so he, like, the bike is trying to kill him, and then they drop the bike, and then his bike possesses the other bikes from the because there's, like, thunder and lightning out, so, like, they had possessed the other bikes, and, like, it's so funny, it's so, like, it's spooky for kids, but it's just so fun to watch. You wouldn't think that these things will hold up as a kid, like, as an adult, but they hold up so well. I still enjoy it, and it's so amazing. And then the third one is, it's like something about Finster, like the Life of the Living Finsters, and pretty much one of the fifth graders dares Lawson, that's his name, dares one of the guys to Vince. There's Vince to go into this hole that the diggers dug up overnight and stay there alone. Well, of course the gang comes along and like they find a little like they go into the hole and then they like find a like trap door and like you have all these like finsters from the past, like, chasing them like zombies. And the way that they destroyed them was Tomato Surprise. If you watch the show, you know that Tomato Surprise is, like, pretty much like acid. So they put the Tomato Surprise in the sprinkler system to kill the finsters. So it's hilarious. I love it. And then you have the Halloween special from Recess takes on the fifth grade. It's the last part of the episode. It's like a movie. It's like the last part of the movie. And pretty much Spinelli loses her Halloween spirit. She thinks she's too old because Lawson told her she was a baby, if she still believes in that stuff. And the gang is trying to get her to come trick-or-treating with her, but she doesn't want it because she's like, "I'm too old for this," yada, yada, yada. And then they find out that the things that they found scary weren't scary anymore. But then, as the episode goes on, Finster talks to Spinelli and goes, "You know, you're only old enough for it as soon, once you say you're too old for it. You're never too old for Halloween." And I love that, because Finster, like, she's a bitch, but at the same time, she knows her shit. And she's actually a really kind-hearted old lady. So when she said that, like, as a kid, you're just like, yeah, whatever. But, like, as an adult hearing that, it's like, it's true. Like, I see so many, like, groups of people love Halloween, and they're adults. And it's just amazing that you can still love it. And I just love that episode because it's like it brings you back to the roots. Like, it's not just about the candy. It's about how much you love this holiday. And the holiday is for everybody. It's not just for kids. It's for everybody. It's for adults as well. And that's why I love it. You can't have Halloween without watching everybody's favorite teenage witch. Of course, Sabrina's Halloween episodes. Here's the thing. She's a witch. So that means you get a Halloween episode every season that show is on. I think they had about 7-8 seasons. So that's like about 7-8 episodes of Halloween right in front of you. And I love it. Like, you get one episode, it's like they treat Halloween like it's Christmas because they're witches. And then you have another one with like candy corn like exploding, and like there's talking furniture. And then you have one that's like a haunted like train ride. Like, there's so many good episodes in the Sabrina series. I love the Cincy Talks a Lot doll, where she's like, there's like a possessed doll and it's like scaring all the like her friends. That one's a fun episode as well. Sabrina, like, how can you not watch Sabrina episodes during the holiday season? Like I said, that's a show I grew up on. There's a lot of 90s shows on here because that's just what I grew up on. And Sabrina is one of the staples that I watch every single year. Of course, just like Sabrina, you can't be Halloween without Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Now, I love the older episodes. I'm more into the older ones. The newer ones aren't as bad. They're not that bad, but they're not as good as the original ones. My favorites are from the original one. I love the Shining parody. If you got the Shining, and then Bart was all like, "Willie, don't you mean the Shiny? Do you want to get copyrighted?" No, it's so funny. And then you have fucking Homer like, "No beer, no TV, make Homer something, something." And then you have Marge go crazy, and he goes, "Don't mind if I do," and he goes crazy, you know. That's one of my favorite episodes. It's funny because that came out the year I was born, 1991. And then you have, my other one is like when his head gets turned into a donut because he tries to sell his soul to the devil for a donut because he really wants a donut, and he eats the last bite. And it's just like this huge thing. And then the devil finds out that Marge actually owes his soul from their wedding day because he ate the whole entire wedding cake. So what the devil did was turn his head into a donut. And he keeps picking at it and eating it. And he's all like, and then Marge is like, "Homie, stop picking at it." And he's like, "It's so sweet and tasty." Like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, how can you not love Treehouse of Horror? Like, seriously, I had the first episode from 1990 on my phone because it came free with iTunes, so I got it. And then my other one is the when they kill the kids and make them into lunch, like like that was like, it's like Cafeteria from Hell or something like that. I can't remember the name, but it's hilarious when like they take all these kids and put them in detention and they cook them. Like, it's nasty, it's sick, it's like twisted, but it's like really interesting. Like, I love that episode. And who can't like the Hugo Bart one too? That one's a good one too. And Maggie being an alien, and like, I just love it. How can you not love Treehouse of Horror? It is a staple for Halloween. That's how I see it as. Like, you can't have a Halloween season without Treehouse of Horror. It's just like how you can't celebrate Halloween without watching the movie Halloween, you know, or Trick or Treat, or, you know what I mean? Like, you have to watch Treehouse of Horror. It's just part of what it is. And last but not least, the 1985 special from Garfield, Halloween Adventure. Now, you probably didn't hear, you don't really hear about Garfield and Doug, and not even Recess if you really think about it, because people don't really think about them. But the Garfield special is amazing. I love it. Pretty much Garfield and Odie go out as pirates, and Garfield gets selfish and wants more candy, so they go out and go get more candy. And they run into this abandoned area that is like possessed by pirates, and it's like hilarious. And then Garfield comes home, and then, there's like a pirate special on. He goes, "I'm going to bed." Like, it's so funny. I love the Garfield specials. I love Garfield completely. A little sad my fiance doesn't really like Garfield, but it is what it is. So can't really say, can't really have everything, right? So anyways, yeah, so those are the specials I watch every single year. Whether it's with my fiance, whether it's with my family, whether it's just by myself, I gotta watch these specials. in the month of October. I'm not that kind of guy who, I don't like watching movies during the week because it just feels weird for me. That's just me. So I tend to watch the specials during the week because it's TV in my mind. And I watch the specials during the week, and then I watch movies on the weekend when I have time. And don't worry, you guys are I'm gonna try to squeeze in some more movies, maybe on Fridays, Thursdays, you know, we'll see. And yeah, so those are the specials I watch every single year. Please stay tuned. I'm going to rock this. I'm working 2 jobs right now. I'm working my main job, and I'm working at Spirit Halloween this year for extra money because gotta pay for this wedding. And so it might be a little hard, but I will figure it out. If I have to make 2 videos in one day and then just post them every day and just do it that way, you will get a video a day. I really hope this kind of like sparks up my channel if I keep getting kind of consistent like this. I'm sorry I was gone last week. It was just a hectic week. Like I said, I started my new job last week, my second job, so it got kind of crazy. But anyways, happy Halloween, guys. I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.